Matt Inniss from Fitness, Wellbeing and Care. Welcome to Spotlight. Great to have you with us today. Tell us all about your business, Matt. What do you do?
Hi, Andy. Yeah, thanks for having us. So we are a wellbeing provider. We deliver a range of activities across the care sector, whether that's like African drumming experiences, exercise and mobility sessions, massage therapy, alpaca visits, to increase physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being to our service users and residents.
Fantastic. And who do you do that for?
Yeah, we do it across for older adults who have dementia, with people in mental health hospitals, women in refuge who've suffered domestic violence, rough sleepers, young people in care, people with learning difficulties, hospices. Um, yeah, so it's to people mainly vulnerable adults and vulnerable young people, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And before I hit record, you were saying that you're just expanding off into the corporate sector as well.
Yeah, definitely. So we've now kind of looking to go into look at staff wellbeing. So looking at banks, legal firms, recruitment firms, I don't know, accountant firms. So it's about increasing wellbeing of staff, reducing absenteeism,
Yeah,
and like bringing a real fun feel to the workplace.
really important. Absolutely, especially after the
Absolutely.
past couple of years. Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
definitely.
So, so tell us about what would make you stand out from your competition. What makes your business stand out, Matt?
Yeah, so I think when we initially started, we were like an exercise provider and had many competitors. Um, but how we changed was to become a well-being provider, more of um, we provide more services rather than one service. So I call us like a one-stop shop for your well-being services. So I think that's how we differentiate, and yeah, you can come to us and we've always got a solution to help you with your, I guess your oh, I've lost my words now. Yeah, got a solution to look to offer. Oh, I can't get my words out. Sorry about that, guy. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, how do we differentiate? Yeah, we're a one-stop shop rather than like for an individual service. We have multiple services.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Um, so where's the business going? Where are you taking this thing? Let's say next 5 years. Where would you like it to be? Where do you see it be?
Next 5 years. So let's rewind back a little bit. So
Mm,
we operate in the Midlands at present, but we ended up moving down to Surrey as well. So we're two locations. Pre-COVID, we pulled back, so we're just Midlands based. In the next 2 weeks, so from June 2023, we're heading up to the northwest. So we're going to be setting up in Manchester with our great services in the care sector, and then we're going to move into Liverpool and Leeds, and then expand across the country. That's the plan in the next 5 years. But at the same time, as mentioned earlier, expand those services into that corporate sector, and education sector as well. So children, looking at attention spans for young children in schools, um, if children have ADHD or challenging behaviours, could we be? I mean, you have mentors that go into schools. Could we be like that well-being provider, not just a PE provider, but more of a whole holistic kind of view for young people? So there's a lot of work to do, expanding our current services into different territories,
yeah,
but also opening um, services into different spaces.
very cool. Okay.
Yeah,
So every business starts with a dream, and yours literally did.
yeah,
We're
definitely, yeah.
talking about that, and maybe that's just worth covering off briefly how it came about, Matt. But the business has been around 12 years now, nearly 12 years, I guess,
Yeah,
2011.
but
So
yeah.
in that time, what have been the biggest learnings that you've had as a business owner?
Oh, that's a really, really good question. How much time do we have?
Yeah,
Uh,
quite.
yeah, exactly. I think one thing that really stands out is kind of, and it's a cliche actually. People say, don't get into business with friends. And I remember I brought a few friends in to the business um, who actually worked with us and for us. And I think they were great for the business, and you trust your friends, and there's no paperwork, nothing signed off or anything, and you just trust your friends, don't you? So what I've learned is don't work with friends, um, because you can lose friendships. So, but equally, and also I'd say if you do work with friends, make sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, if that makes sense. So that anything that goes wrong, the paperwork's there, and it's clear from the offset. So do trust your friends, but equally in business, get things in line first.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So don't work with friends rather than don't work with children or animals, because you've got alpacas and you're in the education sector. So you've thrown that bit away and just go, don't work with friends instead.
Yeah, exactly. Don't work with friends. Exactly. Exactly.
Brilliant. Okay. And so what have been the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome in running your
Wow.
business?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everybody knows about 2020 to 2022.
Yeah.
The pandemic came. I could see from December 2020, 2019, the business, a client started to drop off. Didn't know why at the time. Then February came, and obviously, then all the news came, and clients started to drop off quite rapidly. Still have had overheads of staff. Um, then I think it was like the 13th of March that literally it closed. We were closed down. We had to stop operating. And I was like, what are we going to do? I've got all these employees. So it's not just my family's mouth to feed. It's like feeding other people's families too. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, what are we going to, the weather was beautiful, and it was a lovely time because it's great weather, but equally in the back, and I just had a newborn as well at the same time. And I was just like, wow, what are we going to do? Um, so my coping mechanism is I jump in the bath and I put my head under the water and it's like the world just stops. Think about it like a snow globe, and like when you put it down and the dust and all the snow settles. And I thought, right, let me reach out to all my contacts and see if there's anything we can do together. So I thought of an idea about, as you had the Joe Wicks, didn't you? Joe Wicks was doing his thing on TV. But I thought, how can we incorporate that into our space? So I kind of reached out to Age Concern it was, and I reached out to Vodafone, I reached out to Samsung, and I just thought about isolation of older adults in their own homes. And there was this little gap where we had a break in the lockdown. So I thought this would be a great time to get some older people together, bring Age Concern other people. Vodafone had this data, Samsung had tablets, we had delivery. I thought, let's put together this package for people in their own homes. So we got all these old people together. We trained them how to use the tablets. Vodafone provided all the data and everything, and then sent them back into their homes. We then came in and then delivered these virtual exercise sessions a couple of times a week. The older people made friends within their isolated environments, but they felt they were being social. And then also once a week, they all had this one-to-one sort of befriending as well. So I forgot what the question was. I forgot what the question was, but it was kind of, yeah. The biggest challenge was, that was the biggest challenge was like finding a solution to this huge
Yeah.
problem that nobody knew what was happening. You
What a
know,
fantastic solution.
yeah. So that was, that was a proud moment. I think it was a really proud moment.
Yeah, so it should be. That's brilliant. What a great story.
Yeah.
Really
So
cool.
yeah. Cheers.
What's happened since with all of the Vodafone, Samsung, all the people, community, or what's the after, the sequel?
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a good. You know what? We kind of phased it out. It came to an end, and I didn't continue it. And actually, having this conversation, actually, maybe it's something we should pick up. Have you got the time now? There's always time. There's always time. Um, so yeah, maybe that's something to pick back up, because once the world started to open back up, we kind of reverted back to our um, the way we worked, I guess, the way we
Yeah,
worked, and what that also opened up was us to work with rough sleepers, work with women with domestic violence, sectors
yeah,
that we hadn't really worked in. So contracts came in at that time to look at the rough sleepers and try and encourage people to come off their man band. We were the fluffy side of things, a mate rather than an authority.
very
So
cool.
yeah, sure.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
If you were sitting having a conversation with your 18-year-old self,
Ha. Yeah, yeah.
what what would you tell yourself?
Oh, I don't know. What can I say on this? What can I say in this? There's a lot of things I'd say. I'd say one thing I'd say is focus. I'd say girls will always come. They're always going to be there. They're always going to be there. Um, Rather than you may have a job, and rather than just spending on like my 18-year-old self, I would spend on a hat that matched my t-shirt, that matched my trainers, and then I'd have to buy another hat that matched the t-shirt to buy the trainers, and I'd just waste money on things. But if you could put that money into something more, I don't know, that's going to help you grow, and then you can have those things later on in life. I'd say, yeah, put money into something that's going to make your money work for you, basically. I
Okay,
guess make your money work for you, but
okay,
still have fun. Still have fun,
of course.
but make your money work for you.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the one piece of advice that you give to other business owners?
I'd say that there's always going to be storms, and there's always going to be tough times. But I think the more you go through tough times, the more resilient you become, and they're going to come. We're going to hit another bump in the road at some point,
Yeah,
but the more you experience them, the more smoother those bumps become,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
So I guess it's a bit cliche. Through every storm, there's always a rainbow at the end of it,
Yeah,
And in Barbados, where my family come from,
yeah,
every year there's a hurricane season.
yeah,
Every year there's a hurricane season, and everybody knows the hurricane season's coming.
yeah,
But after the hurricane season, it's all sunshine and the crops are growing.
yeah.
So yeah, there's always going to be a hurricane season, but know that there's always going to be crops and sunshine.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah.
So great story, Matt. Anybody who wants to find out about well-being in the workplace or in any of the other areas that you mentioned, what are their next steps and what can you put out there for them to engage with you? Obviously, your
Yeah.
website details will be underneath the video, just there. So what else would you like to throw into that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to offer all care providers a free exercise mobility session as a
Yeah,
trial, as a
yeah,
taster. And I'd love to offer everybody like a half price African drumming experience as well. I think it's great fun, energizing, and yeah, get in touch with us. Get in touch with us and let us help increase the well-being in your workplace, in your care home, or in education.
yeah. Brilliant. Thank you. Super important. Full stop. Seems to be even more important right now, getting everybody back together and getting everybody feeling good about themselves from a mental health perspective in the light of what we've been through in the past couple of years. So what you're doing is a brilliant thing, and I wish you every success on the journey with your business, Matt, up north and to wider realms as well as the business develops. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.